Hey Ramblers, before we kick off today's episode, thank you for even taking the time to listen to the podcast. We appreciate it. If you love the podcast, toss your 2 cents in using the hashtag Let's Ramble and make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on all the latest content and updates. Visit us at our new website at offsource.tech and make sure to follow us across all social platforms at Assistance HQ. Now let's ramble. And now, a moment from our sponsor. 4x5?
4 feet by 5 feet is not enough space for an adult person.
Bro, that's what you're doing in your bedroom. You're a freaking liar. Bro, this is less than a 4x5 space right here, and that's what people are going to be working in. We're giving people more than that. Because here's the thing. 4,400, bro. 4,400 square feet is how many square foot per person?
22.
22 square feet per person. So if 200 people get 22 square feet, bro, 22 square feet.
But every single person is 4 feet away from the other person. That's not even the 6 feet social distancing.
Bro, so put the wall up. Then we'll put dividers up.
You can't have walls every 4 feet.
You could put a thin divider. A thin divider. It's not got to be a wall, a divider, like the way the.
But you would have to make the squares even smaller to have walkways. So the squares would have to then be even smaller. And that doesn't account for any bathrooms. That doesn't account for any meeting rooms. That doesn't account for anything else.
So then we can increase the, bro. Here's the point of what I'm trying to say is we can even increase we can even add another 2,200 square feet, bro, just for fucks. If we added another 2,200 square feet, we are still at 70.
Would not be able to fit 200 people.
Bro, so you're telling me 600 square feet is not enough for 200 people?
No, it's not.
Bro. Okay, so do 6,600 people, 6,600 square feet.
That's 33 square feet. That's 6 by 5.
Bro, that is enough space for somebody, bro.
You have to even take off of that for a hallway, for like walkways, for the wall dividers, for bathrooms, for meeting rooms, for break rooms. Like, it's not like you would need a huge building to have 200 people, and all 200 of those people would have to live within 30 to 60 minute drive from there. So it's just like it like, to be a virtual company, it makes no sense whatsoever to try to have a building one place with 200 people in it.
Bro, how does it not, like, you save, like, bro?
Because you do not save money. That is like you have to run this by someone else, bro. Because like what I'm telling you is that it is literally like, it is laughable, the idea that you could save more money having an entire building and only being able to hire from one area than to be able to hire anywhere and just give people $100 a month.
No, we'll still be able to hire from anywhere.
But not if they have to work in the building for a year.
Bro, as we grow, we can hire people to work virtually. That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna have to pick one area and hire all of our people from that one area and buy a building.
For the start,
or we can just hire people everywhere, give people $100 a month internet stipend, and then save all of that money on not buying the building.
Bro, I'm not giving niggas $100. If anything, they're gonna get the Comcast cheap internet, and I will drop.
Well, they're not gonna be able to work at their best if they don't have the best stuff.
Bro, what job does a job pay you for transportation? Does a job pay you to have transportation to get to work? Internet is how you get to work. A lot of them,
yeah. Actually, good jobs do have like transportation and stuff allotments for that.
No.
Yeah, they do. Like salary jobs, like have like company cars and stuff like that. The only reason people that make less than that don't get those benefits is because we decide that people that are like workers aren't worth shit. But bro, that doesn't have to be the decision. We can have a different kind of company.
Most salary workers don't get a car. Only
not a car, but maybe a stipend.
Even then, they don't get a stipend for a car. Like at most you might get like certain New York companies will probably give you like the train tram ticket shits. Like you might get train ticket shits. Like, oh, my job gives out free the train tickets and stuff. Or like they might do like the new thing now is like Uber credits. Like, okay, we'll give you like $10 in Uber credits or whatever. They ain't giving you like a stipend for a car unless you like up there.
But the only reason not to treat our employees well and like they're valuable people to where we can hold on to talented people that do a good job and like their job, you have to provide things that make that worth it. Because we're a small company. We're a small, but like you're being like, if you're like if you have to like get out of that mindset though, because like if you're in like a Scrooge mindset where like you don't want to ever have nobody get nothing, you're not going to be able to treat your employees in the way that's going to make them like their job.
No, but that's the thing. We're going to make sure the employees like their job. Hence why the entire atmosphere is how it is and everything. And
But you can't have a good atmosphere where everybody only has 6 feet by 5 feet of space.
Bro, yes, you can.
Bro, that's impossible, bro. Like there's literally 8 people right next to you, like being annoying and doing things that like you would rather not be around. Like that cannot possibly be a fun environment to work. It's not possible.
That's literally just you. If everyone's doing their work, it's just work.
But everyone's talking on the phone, everyone's typing, everyone's like coughing, laughing, talking to somebody else about something. Like it would be insanely distracting to have all that all around all the time.
Bro, what do you think is going on at home? Distractions. You don't even like until the work is actually being done, we are gonna have to fire a lot more people than we would hire. Like our turnover rate at the beginning will be so crazy because people will be taking advantage of the fact that they can work from home and nothing will get done and we will have a bad reputation.
I just don't think that. I think the opposite of that. I think that if you are like forcing people to do stuff they don't want to do, number one, if people are going to be in office, that means we're going to be paying them for a lot of hours where they are not working. And number two, we absolutely are. We absolutely are, because there cannot be a seamless stream of work just all the time, all day, because that's not how it works at any other company.
Here's the thing. So we're going to pay them to do nothing at home?
No, because you only pay them based on the things they're actually doing, because they're virtual, and when they're checked in and working and you can confirm what they're doing because they have their check-ins and stuff, then you're only paying them for the work.
If they're just leaving their things checked in, if they go into Zoom, the thing, right? So if I went into Click right now, I can go clock myself in and then leave. Like I can go to Click right now.
Yeah. Oof. But they also have to like log what they're doing. And we have an entire thing that says how long certain tasks take. So like if they make a poster and it only takes them 20 minutes and we say it takes them 30 and they do it in 20 and then leave their thing on for the other 10, that's within the parameters of what makes sense to do.
No, my nigga, if it takes them 20, I'm only paying you for 20.
But that's not how you want to be treated.
Yeah, that's how we're doing the clients. The clients don't, if it takes 30 minutes and we do it in 20. No, if it takes us 30 minutes, if something takes us 30 minutes to do and we go ahead and do it in 20, we're only charging the client for 20 minutes. That's one of the perks that the clients get and why they should pick us over an employee, because an employee, that happens with an employee. If you tell an employee, yo, go do this, this, and this, it should take you 5 hours. They're going to go ahead and do it, and it's going to take 5 hours. And then after a certain amount of time, it might take them 3 hours. I'm not about to pay you for 2 hours of doing nothing. And so as a small business, I recognize that. So I'm like, yo, I'm not going to make small businesses pay for the extra time of nothing, because that's where the small businesses save money, for only paying what's done.
Well, they're saving money by being able to go on a project basis and say, I want you to do this for an hour, spend 30 minutes on this, 30 minutes on this. They've already made the decision in their brain that this amount of time for this amount of money is worth it to them. So I don't think that we should be trying to I get that you and I, like, as we're starting this, shouldn't do that because we're trying to like do the best we can and build up the business. But I definitely don't think we should be taking food out of our employees' mouths if like, we say this takes 30 minutes. They say they're okay paying us for this to take 30 minutes. If it gets done in 20,
I don't put a time on that. Nope, I don't put a time on that. However long, I'm not gonna tell my employees, oh well, this thing should take this long. This thing should take this long.
Well, how are we gonna know if they're being efficient or not if we don't have guidelines?
I mean, we have like an average time. Like, hey, if you're good, this is the time it should take you to do these things, from this amount of time to this amount of time. And if you do it in less amount of time, then that's good. You'll be rewarded for that, but we're not about to pay you.
Well, then you're not rewarding them for that. And there's no incentive for them to finish it in less than 30 minutes.
So then don't finish it in 30 minutes. Like, take the whole 30 minutes then. I don't care. Like, if it takes you, like, but here's the thing. When other people are outperforming you and getting bonuses and actually, getting stuff, when it comes time to give out bonuses, when it comes time to give out rewards, you won't be getting nothing because you're an average worker. And the people that do finish early, when they get bonuses, you're like, well, how come they get a bonus? How come they get a raise? How come they make more? Well, because they're better.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like you're gonna have to just make sure you do the math to where like that is actually how it works out, and you have the incentives aligned correctly. Because like if somebody's given up, if somebody over the course of the year has given up 100 hours, and then you give them a 10-hour bonus, like people aren't gonna do that. Like you're gonna have to like make up what they lost, or it's not gonna be worth losing it.
Make up what you lost. What?
Because if I do it in 20 minutes and
You
you
didn't
say
lose
it takes
anything.
30,
That you
no,
didn't
if
lose
I do
anything.
no, but if I only say it took me 20 minutes and I don't take the other 10 minutes, then I just lost that 10 minutes, and
Yeah,
that's
but
going to
no, you have
accumulate
time. You
over
have
the
time.
year.
You have time. You have time.
No, but then I'm working again instead of I didn't have to be working again. This was already owed to me, and then I gave it
You're
back
not. You're
so
not
that I could
working
work
again.
more.
If it took you 20 minutes, you're only working for 20 minutes. Like, let's say you have 5 projects to do that day, right? And each project is supposed to take an hour.
Yeah.
So if it takes you 4 hours, if you shaved off 10 minutes from each project, right? And it just takes, or 15 minutes from each project, and it takes you only 4 hours to do something that was going to take you 5 hours. So you only worked 4 hours. You're going to get paid for those 4 hours. And now you don't have to work that extra hour.
Yeah, but you lost the money.
You didn't lose. What
You
money?
did lose the money because you would have gotten the money if you had taken the full 5 hours. But
And you would have had to
instead, you
put that
said it
time
only.
in. And
No,
instead,
but
you would
you
have had to
wouldn't
put
have.
that.
You would have just waited another hour and say, I just finished.
Yeah, but that's not how that goes, because you're not
Yeah, but
working.
like
You're
if you're
not
the
working.
but you're thinking of it from like the employer perspective, when you have to think of it as if you were the employee. And if I'm the employee and you say it takes me 5 hours, and I know if I tell you I finished after 4, I'm not getting paid for the 5th hour. I'm not telling you I finished it in 4 unless I have a really good incentive to do that.
Yeah, you'll get fired.
That's not gonna work.
Bro, I'm not
That's not
paying
gonna
someone for
work,
time.
bro.
Like, I'm
That's
not
not
paying
gonna work,
someone for
bro.
things that they're not doing.
Like
Like, if
that's
you,
not a positive work environment. That's
bro,
police
people.
state. We have to
So
like
you're
watch you
telling me
so much.
people
Like,
want to get paid for not doing work? People are So here's the thing. Guess what? Take on more work. If you want to get paid for those 5 hours, then you'll be doing 5 hours of work. If something takes you 4 hours that was supposed to take 5 hours, and you need that extra hour, so guess what? We will say, hey, listen, I need 5 hours. We'll make sure you have an extra hour of
but
work.
why would I do that instead of just saying that it took me 5 hours to do it? Like logically, why would I do that?
Because logically, I'm not going to pay you for that. And if you lie to me,
But
I got to fire you now.
that's just your opinion though. Like, and if you're gonna fire every
You have
single
to think of
person that says
you're
something took a little bit longer than it actually did so they could get their full money, we're not gonna have any employees.
But now you have to think of it like this. You're thinking like a worker, not a boss. You're
Yes,
paying
because
money.
I'm thinking of like a worker, because somebody in the boss room needs to be thinking like a worker, because when you
We've
don't have
already
someone
been a
thinking like a
worker.
worker.
You can't.
Yeah,
We
but
can't.
that's what I'm saying. You
No
have to
business can
represent
afford.
their opinion.
We will have a representation of their opinion.
But
However,
you're
we can't
totally
have
rejecting their
we,
opinion and saying that they should be fired for a completely logical mental process.
Okay,
Nobody's going to choose to get paid for 4 hours instead of 5 just because technically they're taking an extra hour. Like,
but no
nobody
one's gonna
cares about their
pay.
boss like that.
Yeah, but nobody cares about someone else like that to say, I'm going to pay you for 4 hours of work and you only did 3. Why am I?
Which is why I'm just not going to tell you, which is what any logical person would do.
But think about that. Think, how much money am I going to lose? Like, if each person is taking less time than it takes, I'm now paying out more than what I'm supposed to be paying. So
they have their side where if they're not taking their full hours, they can't pay their rent.
Listen, we will make sure you have, like, it's a livable wage. But here's the thing: you're not going to get paid for 5 hours if you only did 4. Because here's the thing: if you make 4 hours, right? If you make $15 an hour, 15 times 5 is 75, right? So on that amount of money right there, 5 times 29 is 145. Minus the 75 is 70. So you're taking an extra hour. So that brings $70 down to $55. So that means you're going to make 15 divided by you're making 11% less per transaction, which in the end cuts into bottom line, which means we can't afford to stay in business. And now everybody,
but nobody who's an
job.
employee cares about that. Nobody who's an employee cares about that.
So here's the thing: Nobody as an employer cares about the fact that you're not working and getting paid for not working. No employer
And
cares.
that's why they're just not going to tell you. And that's why it's completely logical. Like,
but that's the thing though. That's the work. That's a worker mentality.
You're not going to be able to hire people who aren't going to do that. It's not going to happen.
Let's put it like this. People need money, right? Businesses need to make money in order to afford to pay employees.
Businesses make money to be able to make themselves money. It's not a service to the employees.
Okay, so if I just started to trade stocks and worried about myself, now no one's making money except me.
Yeah, then do that. Or start your business and hire people and pay them well. So if you don't want to treat people right, then do your own thing and don't need any other people.
Treating people right has no.
Paying them is absolutely treating people right.
Yeah, but paying them for work that they didn't do is not treating them right.
They did the work. The work is a 5-hour project. If it didn't take them 5 hours, they still completed the project that is supposed to take 5 hours and did the work that we got paid 5 hours for. So there's no reason.
We didn't get paid 5 hours for that. That's the thing.
But why wouldn't we if they said it took 5 hours and the client agreed that this project takes 5 hours? Why would we not get paid for 5 hours?
Because I'm not charging a client more than what we did for. Like, we're not doing that now. We're not going to do that in the future. We're not going to charge a client for 5 hours, do 4 hours of work, and then be like, no, we owe them an hour of work. You owe us an hour of work.
I just don't agree that that's how it should be viewed. And that's like, if that's how it's viewed, then all the stuff that you're talking about, having a positive work environment and a good relationship with your employees, it won't exist if that's your attitude.
I'll only hire the right people then. Because there are people that out there that work. Like, listen,
there are not people who want to just like give up money for nothing. Like, there are not that many people.
So I don't care. There's a point where I have to stop thinking like a worker and poor people and boss up. Because guess what? In order to make money, you have to work. So if you want to get paid for 5 hours of work, why are you only working 4 hours? Like,
because it only took 4 hours. Like,
so how come I'm not paying for 4 hours? Answer that. How come
because
I'm not
because the client,
for 4 hours?
The client and the company entered into an agreement in which this task should take about 5 hours to complete.
No, they didn't. The client.
How would they not?
Because the client contracts us for a certain amount of hours in retainer. So,
no, I understand, but what I'm saying is this discussion about the project comes with an expectation of about how long it's supposed to take. And so if the project is being done to the satisfaction of the client and it's being done to the satisfaction of us internally.
There's a turnaround time. The client is able to track the assistant how long they actually work. So if an assistant is working on something, right, and there's no, it only takes 5 hours to do this. No, there's a specific turnaround. Hey, we need this by this day. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We just need this by this day.
I get it, and it's about this many hours. So that's how many hours they take out of their retainer.
No, we don't take it out. We don't take the hours out of the retainer until the work is done. That's what the whole point of the business is.
No, I get it. I got you. What I'm saying is, like, if they like the poster, she's like, that should take you about 15 minutes. If I do it in 5, there's no reason that I'm gonna say it only took me 5. Why would I?
No, because if it only took you 5, we're only gonna charge the client 5 minutes. That's how this goes.
But what I'm saying is that's you as the CEO and owner, and you're obviously gonna feel that way. But the opinion of somebody who is working for you, because they're not going to feel that way.
Because they're a worker. They don't understand.
No,
business.
It's not that they don't understand. It's just that they do not have the investment that you have. So therefore, they have no reason.
Business.
They have no reason to be able to feel as invested in it as you do.
It's
so
not
they
about
would then not act
as
like
invested as in me. It's
about
how business
invested.
in and of itself works in general.
Like, but if it's not your business, you are not going to care as much as the person who it is actually their business, naturally.
I understand that. You're not going to care as much. But these are the rules.
So therefore, if it takes you 4 hours instead of 5, you're not going to, out of some sense of obligation, say it only took you 4. Like, I would not do that if I was working for a company.
I understand.
And like the people who work for us aren't going to do that.
I understand.
And it's not smart for us to expect them to.
But which is why we have to keep a certain coattail on doing that. We have to keep strict tabs on the work, especially if they're going to be virtual, because there is absolutely no way I'm paying for someone who is able to do something in 30 minutes and it's supposed to take 2 hours and I'm paying an hour and a half of them doing shit work just because it's supposed to take 2 hours and they were able to do it in 30 minutes. I'm not paying an hour. But
you're still paying for the 2 hours if they take 2 hours to do it anyway. So what I'm saying is,
because it took you that long. If it doesn't take you that long,
but there's no tangible difference. There's no tangible difference. You're just paying for the work to get done. Like,
yes.
And you're like, so like you want to save money because that's a natural instinct. And you can obviously tell people that like, hey, I understand that like, you know, you get fewer hours if like you complete things earlier. So like, if you can try to limit like the overdoing it to where you can like
salary pay beats everything, and now I don't got to worry about nothing. Now you can take all the time you need. It doesn't matter at that point. If I pay you salary, if I say you get $2,000 a month, whether you go over or not, now I can keep costs in a certain reasonable range, hire the people that can afford, that can live with this money. And if you go under a certain amount of time, it doesn't matter because I'm not losing any money because you're making money whether you go over or under salary.
Yeah, but then we're going to have a strict hourly thing attached to the salary. It's going to have to be like $2,000 for like a certain amount of hours, and it still applies because like they can just like still are going to be doing projects, and like it's not like they're going to be like dicking off, but like if they're supposed to spend an hour,
if they go over, now I don't pay extra. You get paid for the same amount of work. So now it's an incentive to do it as fast as you can. So if we say you get paid, we pay employees on a 35-hour a week, right? So we say your job is 35 hours a week. I don't care what you do in your 35 hours a week, but you got to get all this shit done in 35 hours. I don't give a fuck how long it takes you at that point now, because we're calculating on $35. We pay our employees $35 a month. 35 hours a month. We pay $35 a week. That turns to X amount of dollar salary every week that they get paid, whether they work overtime, undertime, no time. Now, obviously, that means people aren't going to want to work overtime, but should someone be overloaded with work, you're not going to get paid extra, because for the majority of the time, you're going to be getting paid extra in the sense that you're just not working because you're making salary. Cure. Boom. And I was recording this whole conversation.
Yeah, we're going to want to revisit it for sure. Oh, don't you need to go?
Shit, yes. Hold on. Let me pull this up because I think he fuck, selling 40.
Hold on. I'll be right back. One second.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to hop in this Zoom meeting. I'm gonna check you in a little bit. Hey Ramblers, before you go, make sure you're following us on social media at Assistance HQ across the board for all content and exclusives. And for an even more personal touch, subscribe to our weekly newsletter with the link in the description.